Hi, I'm with Robert Chaen. I'm with Mohammed Salah.
Hello everyone.
So Salah, he's not a footballer, okay? So we're gonna have an interesting session. We got lots of books. Salah is actually from Egypt. So we're gonna cover quite a lot of things about the symbolism, the history. By the way, I got this really old book.
Alright, so
It's about a time chart of the history of the world. So you look at that, the ancient world, and of course Egypt is right there with Mesopotamia and
I
Babylon.
think it's the oldest, but I'm
Yeah,
going to talk about
we're gonna
that
talk
in
about
detail.
that.
Thank you, Robert, for hosting me. Thank you for giving me the chance to clarify some of the falsely explained points.
Yes, I think a lot of
history
people.
Egypt.
Yes, a lot of people have. We had a good talk previously that there's a lot of misunderstandings, some myth,
That's right.
some because it's so ancient, so the word passed on, and there are other misinterpretations of by some other holy books.
And many generations have been believing this way. That's why the old real story has vanished away. And it's hard to trace it back in order to clarify to these people how did it go or how did they live their life.
Okay.
Like, first of all,
Yeah, give an example.
yeah, like many people, they think of Egypt that the old Egyptian people, they used to believe in many gods.
Yes, because in the you have a book here. It's got so many symbols: the sun god, Anubis, the bird god.
That's right. Nowadays, I'm trying to learn the language, so I could
You studying
read.
that?
Yeah, nowadays, yeah. So I could read what's written on the temples, so I could get the right story, not to just find it in one of the books and just to follow what is written over there.
So what's your findings then?
That's my.
That you find there's a lot of wrong misconceptions of Egypt and history.
Let's talk about
Gods.
the mythology, gods. Yeah, they used to believe in only one god. His name was Ammon. Ammon. Yeah.
Is a meaning to it?
No, it represented just maybe it has a meaning in the hieroglyphics that I don't know yet, maybe. But he represented he was the god of sun.
The sun god.
The sun god. Yeah.
Isn't it Ra?
No, Ra is just the representation of the sun itself.
Oh.
But the entity is Ammon.
Ah.
So Ammon is the secret power behind Ra, represented in the sun.
Okay, fascinating.
And the rest of gods, the rest of supposed to be gods, they are just animals, and they were sacred because of their special powers that represented some of the powers God possessed.
So that's the of course we all know that the Cyrus, the dog god, the Anubis, the jackal, the bird, and because I think ancient time, even Chinese or even Aborigines, they always have, because that's what they believe in. They can relate to nature, and even the Native American, they're into the animals. The totem pole is all about animals, and each animal has a meaning and mythology and sacred. You're right.
That's right. So it doesn't mean that they used to follow and believe these sacred animals. It was just holy. That's it. Like in the holy books, also they represent to these powers, but by angels. It's like it's only one God.
Like a cherub, angels. Huh?
That's right. In order to avoid this confusion onto the people, all right, let's name it's only one God, and the other powers are represented in angels.
Yes, correct.
So it's
and also, I mean, I've studied the Bible myself, and also other holy books, and there's a lot of story about Egypt, and also, of course, you go to some Old Testaments and all that. They talk about
the
Exodus, as well as the Great Flood.
That's right.
So can we talk about that?
All right, something like the Great Flood, because people back in the time, they weren't sophisticated. They didn't have any means of transportations.
Plus, they thought the world was flat. They couldn't see beyond the mountains.
That's right. That's one of the ridiculous things. We're not judging them. They didn't have any technological methods.
Yes.
But yeah, we cannot take the stories
Literally.
Exactly.
For instance, the Great Flood, where,
That's right. It
where
happened north of
Noah's
Iraq.
Ark. I mean, any scientific person will know you cannot fit a pair of animals
No way.
in a, no matter how big, even the largest
Yeah.
ship on earth,
No.
a tanker, you can't put that in. But to me, holy books are symbolic. It's just telling about maybe how God or whatever tries to save things, or the
Right.
angels. So it's just a lesson, or don't do bad thing.
Exactly.
Something will happen to you, you know.
It's all morals.
You're saying that maybe the flood
The flood took
was
place
in Iraq. Is it true?
in Iraq.
I mean, is that your research?
That's right. What's nowadays called Iraq, northern part of Iraq, the flood took place, and the whole story is mentioned in one of the caves, written on the walls of the caves.
Wow.
So it says, yeah, there was a
Big flood.
a very huge.
When was that? How many years ago?
They said 5,000 years ago. According to, they tried to use a kind of examination. It's very recent. They used the
Carbon dating?
carbon dating, right? So they figured out that these written things on the walls, it dates back to 5,000 years ago.
in the caves. Yeah.
In the caves. But maybe it's not like accurate.
Okay.
I mean, but they are trying just to narrow down the timing of the timing of this event took place.
Yeah, I think all through history, humans have always tried to, can I say that, glamorize God?
Yeah.
And make God into this powerful thing that you can even say acts of God, but actually now we found it's actually acts of nature. And the story about the parting of the Red Sea.
Actually, I think God is like your super ego.
Yes.
So
about
there is like a story.
The famous story,
in the holy books, and it's related to Egypt, talking about a certain tribe. They tried to run away.
Exodus, right?
The Exodus. And it says that those people, they have someone is split the sea, and
I think you know the story.
Let's not talk
sea spots.
specifics. However, it's not called the Red Sea. It's called Reed Sea.
Or reed, like it's in the weeds.
That's right.
Like a pond, like a lake.
That's right. So it's just a lake. I went there.
Yourself?
And the surface of the water over there, it doesn't go above your knees by just few centimeters.
So you can walk through that.
Definitely.
All through the lake.
Yeah, from the first edge to the opposite side, you can walk without getting water crossing your bottom side of your body.
But I think we can't blame, because history and word of mouth went. I still remember my grandmother used to say that the Lord Buddha, as a baby, just born, could walk already, and every step he took has a lotus flower. This is just born, you know. We know babies don't walk, but the story goes he walks and then the lotus flowers are all open and blossoming. So we humans like to glamorize something. I mean, even it's up to now. We have superheroes, the Iron Man.
Exactly. So it's like a basic need.
Just a basic need. Yes. To glamorize, to make all this myths. So even down to superheroes, we want to believe there's something bigger and more sexier and powerful.
There's still hope.
There's still hope.
It's waiting for us.
Yes.
But it never comes this way.
It doesn't come that way. So, so that story is false. Yeah.
Exactly, man. So, and one more thing, it was related to this story that there were 10 kinds of plagues that hit Egypt.
Are you talking COVID-19? No. No. That one is a novel. That's an novel is a brand new virus. But we know that virus has been happening since before history.
Oh God!
I had to make a joke.
Definitely.
So anyway, they said 10 plagues, but it didn't happen, right?
It didn't happen. Like the people who tried to record the history in Egypt,
there's no
nothing is mentioned.
Because if it is, it will be significant. There will be thousands,
Yeah.
percentage, even half are dead.
And it will leave a lot of traces.
Traces, but then none.
None.
Okay.
None. So
So how do we believe all these things? That
you cannot.
by a pinch of salt, maybe.
No way by pinch of salt.
Not even that. Huh?
Not even that. You need
Yeah.
to learn the language itself if you are interested enough. I'm not calling the people to learn the language, but I really call every Egyptian to learn his old language to verify the stories that it's been told in many holy books for many generations, for many years,
Yes.
until it became the real story. So a lot of truth, a lot of facts are based on a big lie. So the base is a big lie, but there are a lot of facts are built on it. So we think they are facts, okay, they are real, but the base,
Yeah.
the base.
So I think what Salah and myself is saying is don't look at ancient texts per se, because a lot of it is symbolic. A lot of it is like Adam and Eve supposed to be 7,000 years with the first man, but we all know that we came from apes. The old holy books don't say we came from apes. Egypt is way older than that. So we'll take it for that, and you have something to show about.
Yeah, right.
You said there's an emoji that the Egyptian hieroglyphs have it.
Yeah,
Can you show that to the?
Like, can you see these guys?
Yeah, go nearer.
Like, all right, let's get closer.
Yeah.
It looks like
there are three things
emoji.
there.
Yeah. However, they are
It's like this.
3 letters. Yeah. It gives you a wink with
wink.
the eye. Right. Oh, they are 3 letters in the hieroglyphs alphabet.
The bottom is
The bottom is a bowl,
okay.
and the 2 letters above is offerings to God.
Offerings to God.
So it just represents an offering to God. That's
It looks
why,
like emoji.
That's why, guys, I'm calling you to learn this language. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like an emoji. And
That's funny. So we can now claim that Egypt invented
the first
emoji.
in the history of humanity.
You can quote us for that. So that's
No way.
Okay.
So a lot of things are misinterpreted because it
Okay.
needs verification.
Okay. And any other symbolism you want to talk about?
It's just this. It's been going on and on for a long time. This what represented the offerings to God. I'm still learning the language,
sure.
so I really don't have many
just go-
examples.
Right.